Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, might I recommend watching a different video because it has taken me so many attempts to get this voiceover done, and Lord knows what the final product is gonna sound like. It's been a really traumatic week. I hope that you are contributing as much as you can, be that financially or signing petitions. If you're unsure of how to help, there are so many guides out there, but I will also link some of the ways that I have contributed down below in case you're unsure where to start. But I definitely recommend looking up the guides that POC have put together and listening to their voice before you listen to some random white girl who makes Sims videos. Today I bring to you a video that shows what I do. God, that whole sentence is trash. Okay, this is what I do when I'm stuck on a build, or if I feel like I'm building the same thing over and over and over. This is something that I do to sort of exercise my building, decorating muscles, and hopefully discover new items that I hadn't used previously. So each room in this build has constraints put on it. This first room, it had to be a dining room, and it was supposed to be in the Baroque or Rococo style. Realistically, if this was like an actual room that existed outside of The Sims, it should probably be bigger because there's a lot of like rich elements in this room, and if they could afford all those elements, I mean, look at those doors. If they could afford these elements, the room itself would be bigger, but it's The Sims, so it doesn't matter. I was really drawn to this image of the blue couch, and that's sort of what got the whole thing going, as I saw that couch on Pinterest. And we have those chairs in Get Famous that are a similar style and colorway, and I just really wanted to use them. And I wanted to challenge myself because I don't really build in this style hardly ever. The other rooms have different constraints. One is base game only, one is like limited to a color palette. So I just do this whenever I feel like I'm building the same thing over and over. I really like English country cottage vibes. That's usually what I build for my own gameplay, but that's not always interesting. When you build the same thing over and over and over, it can get boring for yourself, and when you're sharing your builds on the internet like I am now, it's boring for people watching. So this is a great tool if you feel like you're stuck, or if you feel like you're not a good builder. This is a really great way to help sort of focus your energy. Since you're not building an entire house, you can really put your time and energy into making one room look good, and you get that practice in. I call these room studies. I haven't thought of a better, catchier name for them. If you have an idea of a great name, please share it below, because I'd like for this to be a series of sorts, every so often putting up a video that's just 3 rooms that are all different. If you have recommendations of constraints, because I think it's good to see people practice. It makes you feel better about yourself when you're building and you feel like it's not good and you compare yourself to other people on the internet. It's nice to see what they do to practice, because I guarantee you they are practicing. You hear sim players sometimes talk about how, like, the YouTubers, especially the big ones, will be like, oh, I did this off screen, or I didn't record me playing around with this. That's what they're doing, essentially. They're practicing. It's the same thing, when artists are trying to get better at drawing hands. They draw a bunch of hands on a page, and they call it a hand study. So this is a room study. You get it? You get it. I messed up a little bit, and I don't have screenshots. So you get these nice little, these are machinimas, right? Is this a machinima? I don't know. I don't make machinimas. But you get little snippets of video in the room. I figure you watch me build the room. They will be up on the gallery. I will post them. So if you really want them, you can go get them. But they're pretty straightforward. The second room, I hate. And I left it in on purpose because I think it's good for other players to see players discouraged and hating rooms that they did. So this one was constrained to a color palette. I will link the website that I used. I just Googled color palette generator and chose the first one I saw. But I didn't really stick to the color palette because there were like too many blues and it just doesn't look good in The Sims. The Sims didn't translate well. And granted, I'm not using any custom content. And then you'll also see some images from the IKEA online catalog. I really wanted this to have like a family IKEA-ish vibe. We've got the IKEA bookshelves for a second. I don't know if I actually keep them though. But yeah, this is a family living room. I really wanted to use the peach couch, so I did. Do I like how it turned out? Not necessarily. But I do think it has the same feeling that I wanted, which is that this is not a family that brought in a custom designer. This is a family that tried to coordinate their living room. They got everything sort of in the same color palette. Does it look great? No, because they're a normal family. And normal families don't always have great looking living rooms. I know my family never did. So there's lots of toys. There's lots of little family clutter pieces. But no, I don't like how this turned out. But that's okay. We learn, we grow. It's good to challenge yourself. It's good to try out new things. And I did in this one. There was a couple items that I don't think I've used before. Maybe not. I don't know. I built this a couple weeks ago, so it's all kind of a blur. And there's a really cute machinima video thing afterwards where I even feature my dog, but in The Sims. So you're welcome. Oh, I do use the IKEA looking bookshelves. Okay. I don't know. I just think teal, peach, and black, like the teal with the black or even the peach with the black might have worked. But both with the black is just not, I don't think it's cute. And I think the wallpaper is almost like too peachy, where maybe it should have been more of a gray to balance out the black. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. If you have ideas on how to fix this room, let me know. Download it from the gallery and fix it yourself and tag me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter way too much. I've never really used Twitter before joining the Sims community on Twitter, and now I get it. I get why people like Twitter. When you actually have people to interact with, it's addictive. There's so many people on Twitter, and it's great. It's a blast. So follow me on Twitter. I will probably follow you back because at this point, I'm just following everyone because it's so new to me and fresh. We love it. We love Twitter. Something that you could also do with these rooms, in theory, is, build a house around it later. Maybe, I don't know if you actually want to do that, but you could. It could be inspiration later. I do have a bathroom on the gallery that I'm tempted to build a whole house for because I really like how the bathroom turned out. And speaking of bathrooms, wow, what a transition. This is a bathroom using only base game. I wanted it to be rustic. I like them rustic vibes. It's not challenging to build rustic looking things with base game because of the items that come with base game. However, I hardly ever only build base game things. So this was a bit of a challenge for me, and I really wanted to use items that I hadn't used before. So this floor, I've never in my life used. I don't think I knew it existed, but I used it here. Will I use it again? I don't think so, but I don't, maybe I will. I don't know. I can't predict the future. I like how it worked in this room. It gave some warmth because the color scheme was pretty cold and dark. I do put some lights in here later. This overlapping of the mirrors, I really like doing this. I think it looks kitschy. It looks vintagey. This looks like someone who does a lot of DIY crafts. They probably really like watching Fixer Upper, and then they did this in their own bathroom. Is it unnecessary? Yes. Is it a little over the top? Definitely. Do I do it in my builds frequently? Surprisingly, yes. I do it quite often. I really like those dressers that have really good worn down looking swatches. I really could have used the update where you can center 2 tile doors, but it's coming soon. It does feel like it's taking so long for this update. Did they announce all the stuff earlier than they normally do? Because it feels like it's taking forever. But maybe that's just because I'm in quarantine and I don't leave my house. Self-isolation, not quarantine. I don't know. I don't know. I really love that chair with the yellow greenish towel. I could stare at that corner of the bathroom for longer than necessary. I think it's gorgeous, beautiful. The colors and the textures just oof. They feel so good. Also, I don't think I've ever used dividers as much as I have in the past month, but I just discovered dividers and I've been using them in nearly every build recently. I mean, they give us so many in The Sims, it's hard to not use them all. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed my little machinimas. Um, don't expect them every time, but you know, we do what we do, and we're already at the end. Wow, okay, that went fast. Hopefully I can use this audio recording. Cross your fingers for me. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell, I guess. That's a thing that people say, but to be honest, like, you don't need to be notified when I upload if you follow me on Twitter, because I post about it a lot on Twitter. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Well, that's not a good ending. I gotta come up with a better ending. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe that I've managed to keep up this habit after wanting to do this for so long. I hope that this is enjoyable for you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.